What's up, y'all? It's Mir. I'm back with another video. In today's vid, I'm going to be talking about Blake Griffin. Congratulations to him. First off, I want to say he just retired. He is now officially a retired NBA player. And a big question I've been seeing, what I've been hearing from people is asking about if they believe that he's a Hall of Fame level player. And in today's vid, I'm going to be giving my explanation for why I believe if he is or if he isn't. Now, before we get started, let's just talk about his achievements. Now, he's a 6-time NBA All-Star from 2011 to 2015, and in 2019, he's a 3-time All-NBA second team. From 2012 to 2014, he's a 2-time All-NBA third team. 2015, 2019, he's an NBA Rookie of the Year. He's an NBA All-Rookie First Team, and he's a Slam Dunk champ. Now, to me, those are not the most impressive things in the world, but I believe we've seen a little bit less from other guys in the league before that. But just to break down it even more, not even talking about accolades, look at his numbers over the course of his career. Now, in his career, he's averaged 19 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 1 steal, half a block on almost 50% from the field. So he hasn't been that crazy bad, but he's also been fairly good. Now, that run with the Clippers at the beginning of his career, he was absolutely phenomenal. You know, his rookie season, people don't even know, but in his rookie year, he averaged 22.5 points and 12 rebounds with 4 assists. That was nuts. And he missed his first season playing with injury, but in his initial rookie year, he made the All-Star team and was 10th in MVP vote, averaging 22.5, 12 rebounds, 4 assists. Then he had another year in 2013, 2014, where he's averaging 24, 9.5, and 4 with 1 steal. And he most recently in 2019 had another crazy year where he averaged 24.5, 7.5, and 5.5 assists for the Detroit Pistons. That was insane in itself, just because nobody expected him to do that, especially at that age, at that point in his career. Even though he wasn't that old, he was about 29, it's still, he was past his prime, we believed. And it was crazy to see him put up those numbers. But not even just talking about his stats and whatnot, but he was a dominant force. At his prime, at his peak, he was a top 3 power forward in the league. Right now, I'm blanking on the other power forwards, but he obviously wasn't better than Tim Duncan. And that right now, that's the only power forward I could really think of in that time. But he definitely wasn't better than Tim Duncan. He was not better than Dirk Nowitzki, but it's possible at that point he could have been labeled as that. He was going back and forth with LaMarcus Aldridge. I don't know. When he finally came into the league, Kevin Love was definitely better than him as well. So maybe he was top 5, but not top 3. He wasn't better than Chris Bosh either, and he probably wasn't better than Anthony Davis. So honestly, he's like more of a top 5 power forward at his time in his peak. If you put him in today's game, he's probably a top 15 player. But for the most part, he's been pretty good, and he was a dominant force. He was the Lob City threat for that Clippers squad. He was incredible in that sense, and I do believe that at the end of the day, when you look back at his career and whatnot, you won't miss him if he doesn't make the Hall of Fame. But a guy who played 13 years in the NBA, 14 years in the NBA, I believe averaging the numbers that he averaged and knowing what you know about him, seeing the things that he did, the way that he put the league on notice with his monstrous dunks, the things that he did during that time, the battles that he had with the Warriors, that he had with the Clippers, that he had with the other teams, the Spurs in the playoffs and the Nuggets in the playoffs. He was a big part of that 2010 run when I started watching basketball. I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all started watching basketball. And so with that being said, the NBA Hall of Fame is not one of the harder Hall of Fames to make. You know, you have guys in there that necessarily should not have made it. I'm not going to name any names on who should not have made it or who should be able to fence, but if those guys can make it, I'm going to put Blake Griffin in the Hall of Fame. I don't believe he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He was not that good to be first ballot, but I do think after a couple of years, like maybe even 7-8 years, he'll be able to make it. Maybe 10 years. But if it was up to me, I would say he probably gets it. In my opinion, do I believe he's a Hall of Fame level player? Now, when I say my opinion, it means what I think, not what the NBA thinks. So it's a lot of NBA players in the Hall of Fame and that's going to make the Hall of Fame that I don't believe should be in the Hall of Fame. For me, Blake Griffin was a good power forward, but he was never a guy who moved mountains to me where I was genuinely worried about what he was going to do when he stepped out there on the court. Yes, he will dunk on you. Yes, he will have some great dunks. He'll have some good layups. He'll have some good plays, some good pick and rolls, but he was never truly a force that was like, yo, when you go out here, he can give you 50 at any time. He can give you 45 at any time. And he was more of a scoring player, so that's why I mentioned that. It wasn't like his defense was crazy good or his rebound or his passing ability until later on in his career. But during his prime, it wasn't like he was a true threat anywhere outside of just the scoring aspect. That was really his thing. And in terms of his scoring ability, he was pretty limited. So I wouldn't personally have him in the Hall of Fame, but I do believe he will make the Hall of Fame by 2034. You know, within the next 10 years, I think he gets to the Hall of Fame. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. Appreciate you guys for watching today's video. That's all I got for you guys today. That's from my eyes to yours. See you on the next one.